A woman who planned a shooting because her YouTube views were down. A travel vlogger with a disturbing double life. A prank that ended with the prankster dead. What do all these people have in common? They were YouTubers who would do anything for views. I put this iceberg together myself, and it has 34 of the craziest controversies YouTubers have been involved in. So fair warning, viewer discretion is highly advised. Level 1. Logan and Jake Paul. Jake Paul and his brother Logan started their YouTube channel L-Dog and J-Slice and racked up millions of followers through their antics on the video app Vine. By 2016, they had over 15 million subscribers, mostly kids, and were one of the top earners on YouTube. But that cash flow hit a speed bump on December 31st, 2017. That day, 22-year-old Logan Paul and his friends posted a blog where they went to the Aokigahara forest in Japan.
Gotta go to Tokyo bright and early tomorrow morning. I get to go to Tokyo. I just want to be better. New Year's Eve in Tokyo is gonna be crazy.
The forest has a dark reputation as the place where many Japanese people end their lives, and there are signs everywhere in the forest urging people to seek medical help rather than take their lives. So Logan and his buddies knew what he was signing up for going there, but when they came across what appeared to be a body hanging from a tree, the group started cracking jokes, smiling, and even laughing. In a country like Japan, which has the highest suicide rate in the developed world, Logan's jokes didn't go down well. He deleted the video and put out a statement claiming that he wanted to make a video to raise awareness about suicide. It didn't go down that way. Google and YouTube cut business ties with Logan, and he went on shows, did an interview with a suicide survivor, and promised donations. It seemed like he had learned his lesson. Or not. Within weeks, Logan was in the news again after he made a vlog where he fired tasers at 2 dead rats, then pulled a live fish from the water to perform CPR. YouTube put an ad ban on all of Logan's videos. Not to be outdone, his brother Jake was also getting his time in the spotlight after a video got out where he said the N-word twice in a freestyle rap.
Like my nigga Richie.
This wasn't the only time Jake had been involved in the news. Earlier in the year, popular singer Post Malone had bought some of Jake's merchandise. For some reason, Jake decided to drop the items off at Malone's home uninvited. Like that wasn't shocking enough, Jake uploaded the video without blurring the popular singer's address. It was only after it was all out there that Jake took the video down. Then in 2021, YouTuber Justine Paradise made a huge allegation. Jake was making girls sign non-disclosure agreements before sexually assaulting them. It wasn't the first time an allegation like this had cropped up. Back in 2018, a group of mothers reported that their daughters had come up half naked and barely able to walk or talk after attending a Paul party. They had also been forced to sign NDAs. The L's didn't stop there. In 2023, the Paul brothers were back in the news. Logan had launched Crypto Zoo, a game where players bought, sold, and bred virtual animals using cryptocurrency. Then, after selling millions of dollars worth of NFTs and crypto coins, the game never came out. When YouTuber CoffeeZilla did a 3-part investigation series on Crypto Zoo, Logan called him out and threatened to sue.
CoffeeZilla is not a criminal. I was defensive because I know I never scammed anyone with this project. I never made any money, never sold any tokens, and I only had the best intentions going in.
Later, he unveiled a $1.5 million recovery plan for disgruntled investors. But there was a catch. They had to promise not to sue him. That didn't go down well, and a lawsuit was filed against Logan Paul. By 2024, Logan was back in the news after an energy drink, Prime, targeted at children, got banned in several countries because of its high caffeine content. Is that the last we'll hear of these notorious brothers? Let's wait and see. PewDiePie Bridge Incident. Swedish YouTuber Felix Kjellberg, popularly known as PewDiePie, is one of the most famous YouTubers out there. At one time, he was the most subscribed and was even the first creator to cross 100 million subscribers. But PewDiePie's time in the limelight has not been without its controversies. He posted memes with Demi Lovato's face poking fun at her addiction problems. Then he paid two guys on Fiverr to hold a sign that read, "Death to Old Jews." This would come back to bite him after a shooter in New Zealand live-streamed himself saying, "Remember lads, subscribe to PewDiePie," before carrying out the attacks. However, none of these were as popular as what has come to be known as the Bridge Incident. In 2017, PewDiePie was streaming a popular battle royale game. The characters were fighting on a bridge when one of PewDiePie's teammates was gunned down by an enemy player. PewDiePie got angry and called his opponent the N-word.
What a fucking...
PewDiePie deleted the video and apologized, but it was too late. Several popular YouTubers would make reaction videos to it. But PewDiePie's troubles weren't over yet. In 2019, it got out that PewDiePie was following several prominent far-right and white supremacist figures on Twitter, like Stefan Molyneux, Carl Benjamin, and Lauren Southern. PewDiePie responded by unfollowing everyone he was following. Then he made a video dissing Twitter and deleted his account. Jeff Wittek. It's not uncommon for YouTube stars to get together to make content. One of the most popular ones was the Vlog Squad. Created by YouTuber David Dobrik, the Vlog Squad featured videos of a cast of his friends driving around and hanging out. One time, he even surprised 3 of them with new cars. One of these friends was fellow YouTuber and professional barber Jeffrey Wittek. In 2021, Jeff released a 5-episode series called Don't Try This at Home. The second episode was about a stunt with David that nearly took his life. At the time, David was making a comeback video of daring stunts with the Vlog Squad. The first involved them jumping out of a plane 20 times. With that ticked off the list, they moved to the next one. Some members of the Vlog Squad flew to Utah for the next stunt. There, David got an excavator and made a video swinging them around on a rope attached to the end of the excavator's arm. At one point, they already noticed that David was going out of control spinning the arm around. When it was Jeff's turn, David spun the arm around really fast. Then he suddenly stopped, but Jeff didn't. He hit the excavator and fell into the water with his foot stuck on the rope. Jeff barely survived. He walked away with serious injuries to his skull, eye socket, hip, and leg. David refused to take responsibility, and the incident tore the friendship apart. Jeff has since sued David over the accident. David, in turn, sued Jeff, claiming that he was the one who came up with the idea. Many of the videos Jeff showed up in on the Vlog Squad have also been deleted. Level 2. That Vegan Teacher. Katie Karen Diekmeyer, better known as That Vegan Teacher, is a Canadian animal rights activist and TikTok and YouTube personality known for promoting veganism. She worked as a nurse before becoming a teacher. But at the start of the pandemic, Katie got fired for promoting veganism to her students.
Eat your vegetables!
That was the start of her online career, and she continued in the same vein, convincing non-vegans to go vegan in the most militant and offensive ways possible.
We teach children that it's okay to hit animals. And that's a fun activity to do at a party.
In September 2020, she made a video encouraging other vegans not to sign their organ donor cards so the non-vegans don't get them.
I realize how despicable society is. No way on earth that I want any of you to ever get my organs if I die. Only people I would ever want would be vegan animal rights activists.
Another time, she made a song for McDonald's, but that wasn't as bad as what she did in December 2020. Gaming YouTuber Thomas Simons, known online as Tommy Innit, made a TikTok talking about being surrounded by many women in college. Katie stitched the 16-year-old's videos with a very weird comment.
Don't be scared, Tommy. Just follow that meat teacher, Miss Tofu. She'll help you find a nice vegan girl who will teach you what to do.
Another time, Tommy made a TikTok showing off his YouTube play buttons, and Katie was right there with another actual joke using fruits to represent a male dingus. This was the last straw, and Katie's TikTok account was banned for sexual harassment. That did little to stop Katie. She kept making more TikTok accounts to continue going after celebrities and YouTubers who weren't vegans, from Mr. Beast to Gordon Ramsay. Surprisingly, Ramsay was one of the few to respond to her. He did a duet video, first eating some lettuce, then spitting it out for a beef burger, while referring to Katie as a vegan donut. Katie shot back at Ramsay and compared him to Adolf Hitler. She also likened the killing of animals to the Holocaust.
Think about what the sentient beings in that Holocaust suffered through. Absolute hell. What's different between somebody like Hitler and somebody like Gordon Ramsay? But what is the difference between humans and chickens?
Another time she claimed coming out as vegan was more selfless and important than coming out as LGBTQ. Katie also did a poem on YouTube where she brought out a black baby doll. Then she spelled out the N-word in an acronym next to the doll. Katie continues to make unhinged videos to this day. The most recent was in June 2024, when she compared a baby eating a barbecue rib to a baby sucking on a man's rod.
If this had been somebody's penis covered in sauce, the child would have had the same reaction.
Just about all of Katie's TikTok accounts have been deleted from TikTok, but she is still active on YouTube. Jason J Station. In this segment, Jason Ethier, popularly known as J Station, will answer the question, how far will you go for internet fame? Jason started his YouTube career in 2015, making notorious videos of himself breaking into empty homes overnight and staying there for 24 hours. But after Jason went after YouTuber Aldos World TV for faking videos, he was ousted for making videos at someone else's house. Aldos didn't stop there. He also exposed how Jason had faked many of his other videos. Jason was also accused of copying other YouTubers' content. In 2019, Jason's name was again getting called out after he made several videos where he used a Ouija board to contact dead celebrities like Mac Miller. But the most controversial was for YouTuber Etika, who had taken his own life the week before. The video was suggestively titled, Etika Ouija Board Challenge at 3 a.m. Gone Wrong. But the video itself turned out to be Jason calling out YouTubers for sharing tributes to Etika and talking about mental health for attention. It was a classic case of the pot calling the kettle black, and Jason was called out for using Etika's death as clickbait. Did Jason learn his lesson? Turns out he didn't. In 2020, Jason posted a video to his 5 million YouTube subscribers to share horrible news. His girlfriend, fellow YouTuber Alexia Morano, had been killed by a drunk driver. The next day, he shared another video showing a memorial space for Alexia. It had her picture, a cross, and everything. Days later, he started making videos about Alexia contacting him and put out one titled Dead Girlfriend Ouija Board Challenge at 3 a.m. Gone Wrong. Remind you of anything? You aren't the only one. Several viewers thought something suspicious was going on. Well, it turns out Alexia was alive, and the two had devised the hoax to gain more subscribers. The finale of this prank was going to bring Alexia back to life. Jason's YouTube channel was demonetized, and he made a 12-minute video saying goodbye.
Love you guys so much. Thank you for rocking with me and understanding this. I'll be back. Not sure when.
Yet, 1 year later, the Lovebirds were back on YouTube on a joint channel called Dream Team. But the dream didn't last long. The two went their separate ways, and Jason renamed the channel 666. But YouTube was done with Jason, and this channel has also been banned.
Hey man, if they delete my YouTube, just repost it. I'm gonna just make it again.
Sky Does Minecraft. Adam Dahlberg, popularly known online as Sky Does Minecraft, joined YouTube in 2011 and began producing family-friendly Minecraft videos. By 2015, he was the 11th most popular YouTuber with 10 million subscribers. But in January 2022, it all came crashing down. An ex who identified herself as Elizabeth published a letter on iCloud accusing Adam of abusing and manipulating her. Adam, she wrote, would break her things when he got angry, stop her from eating, and even put her pig outside in the cold. He also attempted to buy Elizabeth's unborn child for $100,000. And it wasn't just her. Elizabeth accused Adam of sexually harassing other women and stealing money from his company, Sky Media, to pay them off. This money also went into his drug addiction. Like that wasn't bad enough, Elizabeth also revealed that he sent explicit photos to minors. Once Elizabeth came forward, the dam burst. Several women came forward with similar accusations of sexual harassment and assault. Former employees at Sky Media had serious complaints. Even his closest friends backed up Elizabeth's statements. Adam's only response was to tell Drama Alert that it was a mix, and that was it. Some months later, he tried selling his channel for $900,000, but not even the 11 million followers could tempt buyers. He is back on YouTube, but his videos aren't doing remotely close to what he used to. Master Uguay, Omar Sas. Master Uguay, whose real name is Omar Sastim, is a Turkish-Dutch YouTuber who became popular for posting YouTube shorts with the voice of the DreamWorks Kung Fu Panda character Uguay. Omar was also known for making dark jokes, and he got away with it for a long time, even when he made jokes that targeted black people. Then he started saying the N-word.
I'm gonna say it for the first time in my life properly.
He would even bait viewers with the N-word. Once Omar noticed he was getting attention, he kept defending himself and leaned in, pumping dark memes and songs about racism and sexism. Many of them got deleted and his channel got demonetized. Omar moved to TikTok, and in May 2024, Omar released a song titled Adolf Hitler is my N-word on TikTok. That got him banned. He made another song titled Sorry for Saying the N-Word. Far from what the name implied, the song was Omar doubling down and mocking the people criticizing him. But Omar wasn't mocking anyone when his channels on YouTube were terminated. Omar made a statement on Twitter that he would be retiring from YouTube to focus on his other businesses. The business? Taking advantage of the ongoing Palestinian crisis to get new followers on Twitter. He has now resorted to disguising himself to try and start a new channel. So far, only one has survived, and he has an apology video there. This one doesn't end with him saying the N-word. Omar's last-ditch attempt was to start a Change.org petition to get his channel reinstated. 3 months on, he's barely crossed 500 signatures. It just might be time to get a job. Toby Turner's allegations. At one time, Toby Turner was one of the most successful American YouTubers. Better known as Tobuscus, he started his channel in 2006 with comedy sketch series and parody music videos. He had 12 million subscribers across 3 channels and even appeared on a Cartoon Network show. In April 2016, his ex-girlfriend, April Fletcher, known online as April Skywalker or April F., made a post on Tumblr revealing that Toby had cheated on her multiple times, abused her, raped her, and given her drugs without her knowledge. She also said he was a drug addict, flew into rages, and once broke a door in their home. Shortly after, another of his ex-girlfriends, Claire Lords, backed April's story up but didn't want to go into details. The next day, Amelia Talon made a video about her experience with Toby that was along the same lines. She had also seen him grope and tear the pants off a woman right in front of her. But 3 other women he had been involved with denied being assaulted. One of them was Jacqueline Glenn. She would say Toby had cheated on her and might have a drug problem.
He's not a great boyfriend. He is, will verbally attack you. He makes you feel bad, and it's dangerous.
Some days later, Toby made a 1-minute video agreeing that Though he and April had dated, he had not done anything to her without consent.
A person I dated a few years ago has just made some extremely serious, false accusations. I was shocked, and I was hurt. These allegations are absolutely false.
That video was later deleted. The same year, he started sending back-to-back emails to one of his exes who defended him, Jacqueline. He didn't stop until her husband called him out on Twitter. According to Toby, he didn't know Jacqueline was married and it had been one email. Well, Jacqueline and her husband did a video revealing that Toby started coming to her home, leaving letters in her car and harassing her via email because she had blocked him on other platforms. Toby responded with another bizarre tirade on YouTube. Then, 2 years after April's allegations, Toby uploaded a video titled #MeTooLate. This time, he had a completely different story. He had never been in a relationship with April, and she was being a crazy fan. Several people pointed out the inconsistencies in his two versions, but his ardent fans welcomed him back with open arms. CSGO Lotto Scandal. Ever wonder why influencers put that little ad on their videos? Well, you're about to find out why. Back in 2016, the CSGO Lotto gambling site was all over YouTube as random people posted videos of themselves gambling using skins from the online game Counter-Strike Global Offensive and winning huge prizes. Many people signed up hoping to win big, but that wasn't going to happen. Two of the people who had posted multiple videos on YouTube about CSGO Lotto were Tamar Tien, also known as Trevor Martin, and Syndicate, also known as Thomas Cassell. The two YouTubers were well known in the online gaming community, and Thomas's endorsement of the site alone had gotten the CSGO website viewed 5.7 million times. But these two had something to hide. In June 2016, YouTuber Honor the Call revealed that both Trevor and Thomas owned CSGO Lotto. Trevor was the president while Thomas was VP. They faked videos where they won thousands and paid thousands of dollars to 21 other well-known influencers across YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook to do the same, all without disclosing any of it. Thomas posted a YouTube video claiming it had never been a secret.
Now, my connection to CSGO Lotto has been a matter of public record since the company was first organized in December of 2015. However, I do feel like I owe you guys an apology. I am sorry to each and every one of you who felt like that was not made clear enough to you.
A video he later deleted. The two soon had the Federal Trade Commission on their tails for deceptive endorsement without full disclosure. However, this was the first time the FTC made any clear-cut advertising requirements for social media, so they got off lightly. The 21 influencers received warning letters for not disclosing they had been paid to advertise. While Trevor and Thomas got off without, they would be paying $40,654 per infraction in fines if they ever do anything like this again. As of today, the CSGO Lotto site received a cease and desist letter and ceased operations. It has since been removed from the internet. Level 3. Ice Poseidon, Paul Danino. Paul Danino, also known as Ice Poseidon, was one of the first to start in real-life live streams in the mid-2010s. During the live streams on Twitch, Paul gathered fans by the thousands. They were called the Purple Army. But the Purple Army wasn't your run-of-the-mill fan base. Since Paul was pretty open about where he was, the Purple Army knew where he was and pulled pranks on him constantly, calling the police on him all the time. One time, one of them showed up at a restaurant he was live streaming from and sprayed him with a fire extinguisher.
Yo, what are you doing, bro? Yo, dude, what the fuck are you doing, dog? What the fuck? Bro, what the fuck? Bro, I got him done.
These would get him banned on Twitch a couple of times, but it was lifted each time. Well, that was changed in 2017. Paul livestreamed himself getting on a flight to Phoenix. He didn't know someone in the Purple Army pretended to be him and made a bomb threat.
Phoenix police searching an American Airlines plane at Sky Harbor. Police say an anonymous threat was called in. That threat wound up being not credible.
Paul was arrested and questioned by the FBI.
Yeah.
Stand up.
Of course.
While they let him go, Twitch didn't. Paul was permanently suspended from the Amazon-owned platform. Many people took Paul's side and tried to get Twitch to take him back, but they didn't. Following this ban, Paul moved to YouTube along with the Purple Army. In 2022, Paul was in the news again, this time for a crypto scheme. Paul had sold a bogus coin to his fans, earning $500,000. When he was called out, Paul mocked his investors and called them idiots for trusting him. He even bought a Tesla, but he wasn't laughing when one of his investors tracked and beat him up.
Sorry, brother. Ow. Sorry, man. You scared me.
That wasn't the last of Paul's controversies. In June 2023, Paul went to Bangkok, Thailand with some others. He made a live broadcast on Kick while he was performing an explicit lap dance for his girlfriend at a hotel restaurant. Turns out that kind of behavior doesn't fly just everywhere.
So what are you doing now? This is all the policeman 191, and I would like all of you to go to the police station now. If you are doing something like this, it's unrespectful for Thai culture.
No, we're not doing any of that.
We don't do.
No, it's not like that. We're not.
I see the photo, and all of them have CCTV.
Paul was arrested for distributing obscene content and faced 5 years in prison. He spent 2 months in a Bangkok prison before the charges were dropped.
I'm being held in Thailand for the actions that I've done a few nights ago at a hotel in Bangkok, Thailand. I did not want to cause any negative actions towards anyone. I didn't want to make the hotel look bad or anything, so I apologize.
You're apologizing.
I hope for the speedy release of all of us. And thank you.
So, did Paul learn his lesson? Well, you tell me. Just 1 month later, Paul was in Queensland, Australia, live streaming with fellow creator Sam Pepper. During the stream, they hired a sex worker for $500 with an extra fee for filming. The escort would have sex with a fan while Sam and Paul watched from the other room. But the woman got a text from a friend that it was a live stream and left.
This is creepy. Why is it creepy? It's you and me in there and no one else. Hey, can I just have your money back? Look, I'm getting no service.
After she left, Paul and Sam were arrested as they left the hotel. They were released the next day. I'm Alex. I'm Alex, known offline as Alex, was a British YouTuber who was notorious for doing drama commentaries on popular shows like 90 Day Fiancé and poking his nose into YouTube drama. So, in 2019, when YouTuber Salvo's ex-girlfriend Shay made a tweet that her relationship with Slazo had been emotionally abusive, Alex was right there. He ran with the story and even implied that Shay had been raped. While other commentary YouTubers like Keemstar got in touch with Slavo to hear his side. 2 weeks later, Slavo put out a video with proof that Shay had taken screenshots of DMs out of context and lied in several of her statements. Yet Alex continued to side with Shay and even made tweets claiming that Slavo was manipulative. Well, that move came back to bite him in the ass. 3 popular commentator YouTubers, including Keemstar, Colossal is Crazy, did an episode together calling Alex out. Kavos, another commentary YouTuber, also had strong words for Alex.
You and Tati can both get fucked because you two are exactly the same, if not worse. Don't tell people how to treat their friends. Look at you.
That's when Alex put out a statement on Twitter and stopped defending Shay. The situation damaged Alex's reputation, and he never quite recovered. It was ironic when his own girlfriend revealed that Alex himself had been abusive to her. This happened in June 2024. His ex, Alex Hez, released a Google Drive folder containing 6 videos, audio, and a Google Doc of the abuse she had suffered with Alex. He called her everything from a whore to the N-word.
So I'm a f***ing whore-mouth retard cunt.
Is it generally because you're just f***ing brain dead?
There was even a Discord call that leaked where Alex threatened to assault Alice.
You really need a fucking fix.
I'm gonna f***ing bash your f***ing head against the wall with a brick if you don't shut the f*** up. Because this one, genuinely, this one, you f***ed this, royally f***ed this. You think you can just f***ing ignore them because it's like, well, what's the worst that can happen? I don't know. Your boyfriend's a fucking famous internet celebrity and doesn't trust these people because he has to keep his circle small. Because you might not have anything to lose, because your life might be down the drain, but I still have quite a lot that I would like to give. But your face is annoying to look at, like when I come downstairs. You've always got to act like none of this stuff, because you don't actually try and fix any of your problems.
Within days, another of his exes, Annie, shared her own similar experience with Alex in a Google Doc on Twitter. Within 2 weeks, Alex lost over 165,000 subscribers. But so far, the popular drama commentary YouTuber has refused to comment on his own drama. CoComelon. CoComelon is a well-known kids show on YouTube and Netflix that has babies and toddlers hooked. For parents who have things to do, the minutes their little ones have their eyes glued on the screens gives them some free time to do something else. So how did a simple kids show become controversial? It started in 2021 when several videos of toddlers scrambling to the sound of CoComelon appeared online. By 2021, a subreddit called CoComelon is overstimulating was filled with parents complaining about behavioral issues with their kids. Some even blamed the show for their kids' speech delays. It was soon all over that CoComelon was addictive to kids. Some even said it was like mind control. Videos appeared on TikTok evaluating how the show's speed was a lot faster than regular kids shows, and examples of slow-paced alternative shows were soon floating about. Yet, a couple of parents and researchers have said CoComelon is not the problem, and TV generally has that effect on kids. Level 4. Prank YouTubers gone wrong. It's just a prank! It's a video! How often have we heard terrified pranksters shout that out when something they hoped would lead to laughs didn't go their way? Well, sometimes that 4-letter phrase isn't enough to make viewers laugh it off. One of the worst prank videos ever was uploaded by YouTuber Sam Pepper, titled Killing Best Friend Prank. In the video, Sam pretends to kidnap Vine stars Sam Golbach and Colby Brock. As Golbach watched and begged,
You got the wrong guy.
Sam pretended to shoot Brock. Golbach began screaming hysterically. This wasn't the first time Sam had done a prank that went too far, but this time the backlash was a lot worse. Thousands of people signed petitions to get him offline, and Anonymous, yes, that Anonymous, ordered him to take down the video. Sam was forced to delete not just that video, but all of his other pranks and apologized. Golbach later claimed that he had been in on it.
People don't believe me that was acting. They're still like, oh, he got traumatized, that was real.
While fake killing pranks are rare, robbery pranks are pretty popular. And in February 2021, 20-year-old Timothy Wilkes wanted a piece of that action. A group of people were in the parking lot of a family trampoline park in Nashville, Tennessee, when Timothy showed up with a friend holding butcher knives and confronted them. Timothy and his friends didn't know that someone in the group was armed, and when he demanded money, he was shot and killed. No charges were filed against the person who shot him. That's not the only time a prank has ended with someone dying. Pedro Ruiz was on a quest to be the next big YouTube star. He planned to start his YouTube channel with a bang, shooting the scariest prank ever, literally. Pedro came up with the idea to hold a 1.5-inch thick encyclopedia in front of his chest while his girlfriend, Mona Lisa Perez, shot a handgun at him. 30 onlookers gathered, including their 3-year-old child, to watch as a pregnant Mona Lisa pulled the trigger. The bullet went right through the book, and Pedro died right there. Mona Lisa got off lightly because the transcript from the never-released video showed she hadn't really wanted to go ahead with the prank. She would be sentenced to 90 days behind bars, 10 years probation, and banned from owning firearms. Fake animal rescue channels. Between October 2018 and May 2021, there was a spike in videos of animals like monkeys, puppies, and kittens being confronted by snakes and crocodiles. Viewers tuned in with their breaths held as these poor animals were trapped by the predators, sometimes even biting them before the people, often children, rescued them just in time. These videos racked in views by the millions, and no one thought much of it. In 2019, YouTuber Pay Money Wubby was one of the first YouTubers to talk about these disturbing videos and exposed that these YouTube channels were faking the animal rescues. They were putting the animals in those situations and filming the whole thing. Reddit pages were set up to find the channels and mass report them, but there were just too many. It was 2 years before World Animal Protection took it seriously and found hundreds of these videos online. Some of them aren't as sadistic and are pretty much scams. The videos show a seemingly homeless puppy being rescued from the streets, and then they ask for donations to help the animal. While some were taken down, many of these disturbing videos are still lurking online, like the other ones. McSkillet. Trevor Heitman, better known as McSkillet, was an American YouTuber best known for playing Counter-Strike Global Offensive. He also collected, designed, and sold rare video game content or skins. By 2016, he was known as the King of Skins in the gaming community. When CSGO skin gambling kicked off, Trevor got high-paying sponsorships that paid him much more than YouTube. At the age of 17, he launched gambling websites and bought his dream, a 2014 McLaren. But in 2018, the game's developer banned Trevor from doing trades and took down his website and merchandise site. Trevor lost a collection valued at more than $100,000 and wasn't getting any income. After that, Trevor went dead silent on social media. Many believe that this loss had something to do with what the 18-year-old did next. On August 23, 2018, McSkillet drove his McLaren through the gate of his elementary school. Then, he continued to the busy highway, driving almost double the speed limit on the wrong side of the road. Unfortunately, 43-year-old Eileen Pizarro and her 12-year-old daughter were headed his way with her. Trevor did not swerve to avoid the car. He drove right at them. The explosion killed all three. While Trevor's death was a suicide, Eileen and her daughter's deaths were called an accident because Trevor seemed to be having a mental breakdown. For one, before the accident, his parents had called the police to take Trevor in for a psych evaluation because he had been behaving strangely. But the officers couldn't do anything because he hadn't threatened anyone. By the time he did do something, it was too late for them to do anything. Reset. Ren Konghua, known as Reset on YouTube, is a Barcelona-based internet personality whose entire channel is dedicated to video recreations and uploading videos of challenges proposed by his 1 million subscribers. These challenges include offering school children and elderly people cat feces sandwiches and electrocuting their cats. In June 2019, Ren finally got what was coming to him. Ren got a challenge to get someone to eat Oreo cookies with the white cream swapped for white toothpaste, and went looking for someone he could get to eat it. He would eventually give the biscuits to a homeless man called George, along with 20 euros. Then he said the cookie would help the man clean his teeth. Instead, George ended up vomiting. The video also left a bad taste in the viewers' mouths, and soon Ren faced backlash. He tried to make things going away by bribing George with 320 euros, but it didn't work. Ren was charged with a crime against moral integrity. His defense was that it was a show and people liked morbid things. It's no surprise he lost the case. Not only was Ren found guilty and sentenced to 15 months behind bars, but he will also pay 20,000 euros to the homeless man and had been banned from posting videos for 5 years. Level 5. Dangerous YouTube Challenges. Since the 2010s, there have been many internet challenges, from the relatively harmless Harlem Shake to the notorious Cinnamon Challenge. With time, these challenges have only gotten a lot more dangerous. Let's start with Tide Pod, a detergent solution that has no place in anyone's tummy. But in 2018, teenagers were participating in the Tide Pod Challenge, biting into pods like it was a yummy breakfast and uploading videos to YouTube. A few of them would end up in the hospital. That's not the only time people have taken on a dangerous challenge just because YouTubers told them to. On December 2018, Netflix released Bird Box, a horror movie about a woman protecting herself and 2 kids by wearing blindfolds. When Netflix released the movie, I'm pretty sure they had no idea they would have to make a statement because dumb people took it seriously, but there you have it. 1 month later, perfectly sane adults were filming themselves doing things blindfolded and failing horribly. It was called the Bird Box Challenge. YouTuber Jake Paul released a video showing himself trying to drive blindfolded before hitting garbage bins and then later walking through traffic.
Yo, stop! Yo, stop! Yo, watch out! Jake! Bro, chill, stop, bro! Bro, Jake, get out of the road!
One 17-year-old caused a collision after driving her car blindfolded on the highway doing this dangerous challenge. You thought that was dumb? Wait till you hear about the Condom Challenge. And no, it wasn't about creating awareness of STDs or pregnancies. It was a challenge to snort a condom up your nose until it, hopefully, comes out in the back of the throat and then pull it out of the mouth. It goes without saying that none of these challenges has a prize. Just dumb people getting praised by other dumb people for doing dumb things. The Borderline Lamborghini Crash. The Borderline was an Italian YouTube channel founded by 20-year-old Matteo Di Pietro and made up of influencers. They started by copying a lot of content from Mr. Beast, and soon got called out by other YouTubers, including Moist Critical,
for fundamentally just being a carbon copy of whatever Mr. Beast is doing.
On June 14, 2023, 4 members of the Borderline, Matteo Di Pietro, Vito Loiacono, Giulia Gianandrea, and Marco Ciafroni, had another challenge lined up. The 4 men would take turns driving a Lamborghini they had rented for 50 hours straight while posting videos. The group went speeding through several neighborhoods at well over the speed limit. Hours into the challenge, a mother was driving her car with her 2 children when the sports car slammed into them. The woman and her 3-year-old daughter were injured, but her son, 5-year-old Manuel Proietti, died immediately. It would later get out that Matteo was the one behind the wheel, and at the time of the accident, he tested positive for cannabis. There was uproar across social media, and many demanded that the channel be shut down. The Borderline immediately went into damage control, deleting all the previous vlogs and videos referencing the challenge and a couple of other videos. 5 days passed before they released a statement announcing that the channel would be canceled. Daddy of 5 abuse scandal. Created in October 2015, Daddy of 5 was a popular American YouTube channel based around Mike Martin, his son Cody, his daughter Emma, and his wife Heather, and her 3 sons. Like many family-themed content creators, they uploaded videos based on their day-to-day lives, but that wasn't all. Pranking videos were pretty popular on the channel, and the butt of a lot of these jokes was the youngest of the 5, Cody, and sometimes Emma. Michael, Heather, and sometimes her oldest son would destroy their things, berate them, and swear at them until they got upset.
This is a library. You took it from your home.
No, it's gone. You know you're not supposed to have that damn game.
Take it. He did.
There were videos of Mike shoving Cody into a bookshelf, encouraging the older boys to tackle, punch, and kick Cody. Once, Mike instructed one of the other kids to slap Emma over a bottle flipping game.
Just give her a little tap. Oh my God!
Another time, Mike smashed Cody's Xbox with a hammer, again as a prank.
Play games! Let's play games, Cody! Let's play games!
But the most jarring incident was when Mike and Heather poured invisible ink on the floor of Cody's bedroom. Then the two confronted him, screaming and swearing at him for making a mess while Cody cried hysterically. As the pranks got increasingly sadistic, many became concerned that the Martins were abusing and exploiting Cody for views. So the Martins made a video addressing their haters. Finally, in April 2017, YouTuber Philip DeFranco made some videos addressing Mike and Heather's parenting. The dam broke. The story made it to news outlets, and within weeks, Cody and Emma were returned to their biological mother, Emma Hall. Heather and Mike were also investigated for child abuse. Mike and Heather insisted that while a few videos were real, many were made up.
Now hold your leg like you're crying. Ah, ah. Yes, just like that, but you're gonna be.
They later put up an apology video, a real one this time.
We have made some terrible parenting decisions. We just want to make things right.
What we've done and to see how we've come across, and I acknowledge, I respect how everyone feels.
That's the only video left on the channel. Mike and Heather ended up getting 5 years probation, but they didn't lay off YouTube. Mike started another one called The Martin Family that is still active. Nassim Aghdam. Nassim Aghdam had a colorful life story. Born in Iran to parents from Azerbaijan before migrating to California, USA with her family. It was a story she shared on her 4 YouTube channels. Her content focused on Persian culture, politics in Iran, bizarre music parodies, exercise tutorials racking up millions of views, veganism, and animal cruelty. Nassim was very popular in Iran and was called Green Nassim, and was mocked for her eccentric content. But over time, Nassim's content became focused on her frustrations with living in the US and with YouTube after a YouTube policy demonetized her channel and reduced views on her channels. She complained that even though she had videos with thousands of views, she only raked in 10 cents. All of this came to a head on April 3rd, 2018. That morning, some police officers saw Nassim sleeping in her car, a car connected to a missing person report. Days earlier, Nassim's parents had reported her missing and warned them that she had an axe to grind with YouTube.
I googled the Mountain View. It was close to the YouTube headquarters. And she had a problem with YouTube, so we called that cop again and told him that there's a reason she went all the way from San Diego to that. I didn't know she has a gun.
The officers talked to Nassim for 20 minutes before letting her go. They had no idea she had been to a gun range that day, or that she had a gun she would use that day.
Oh, you don't want to hurt anybody else? You don't want to commit suicide or anything like that, right?
Around lunchtime, Nassim walked into YouTube's headquarters in California and opened fire at the people in the courtyard before turning the gun on herself. The shooting left 3 people wounded and 1 injured. While Nassim was blamed for the shooting, some made her out to be a type of martyr for free speech. Nassim's Instagram and Facebook accounts were terminated along with her YouTube channels, but some of the videos have been re-uploaded on another channel. Level 6. Lenscap Production Murders. Lenscap Productions and Mr. Anime were YouTube channels created by Eric Sessler on September 14th, 2006. Eric was among the first to do reviews of popular anime and became well known in the anime community on YouTube. Eric also did film and game reviews as well as skits.
It's blood. I got it from a puddle out there on the trash pile where the Christmas tree was. There's also another puddle by the door.
In a couple, he featured his father, mother, and his brother Mark, who he called his best friend in his videos. By 2010, he did a video shooting at bottles. Eric also did tutorials on fake stabbing and headshot wounds. Yet, what looked like a mild hobby was much worse. Eric was using pets at home for target practice and told his parents that they had been run over. He also started studying and grading serial killers and mass shooters, quickly developing a fascination with the Columbine shooters.
Yes, I'm ranting on something a little bit anime unrelated. I'm ranting on all the shootings that have been happening. Pittsburgh, New York, Alabama, California.
He even made a video about mass shootings. Eric uploaded a video in March 2012 titled "Mr. Anime is Planning Something." In the video, he announced he had big plans coming. Many thought it was the dream job he had gotten in the film industry. They were wrong. On March 12, 2012, Trey shot and killed his mother, brother, and father. After the shootings, Eric wrote messages like, "Why did I do this? I love my mom, dad, and brother," and "God forgive me because I cannot forgive myself," all over the walls of the house. Then, armed with a rifle and 100 rounds of ammunition, Eric headed to his former high school, Waller High School, where he planned to kill about 70 students. But he wasn't able to follow through and was arrested at a friend's house later that night. Eric claimed that he killed his family so they wouldn't know about the school shooting, the one he wasn't able to follow through with.
They were the first immediate human targets in my sight. And if I was going to go out and do anything, they would have to go.
Mr. Anime will spend the rest of his life in a cell surrounded by the same people he became fascinated with. Bald and Bankrupt Allegations. Bald and Bankrupt is an English travel vlog created by Benjamin Rich, also known as Mr. Bald. He started the channel in 2018 and became known for traveling to less popular rural areas in India before spreading to Eastern European countries like Russia and Belarus. But turns out, Benjamin wasn't just visiting these poor, isolated places for the sights and sounds. He was going to places where he could target poor women.
Oh, sexy little things in a hijab. I do like a woman in a hijab. Is a hijab one when you just see the eyes? It's very sexy.
But Ben was doing a little more than just ogling women. Ben has been linked to several notorious online forums. One of them is the tourist forum, International Guide. Using the name Borderland, Ben posted about how to pay $20 for Russian teenagers in Transnistria, Moldova. In another post, he went into great detail about an idea to lure in Eastern European women for sex. That wasn't the only one. On the online pickup artist forum, The Naughty Nomad, there's a user called Vorkuta who would summarize the poor towns he visited and the best way to get the women there. He also fantasized about how to have sex with them. He also advised men on the forum where they could find the women. Vorkuta and Ben have so much in common that they're widely believed to be the same. They were both 6'3", nicknamed Mr. Bald, Jewish, Chelsea fans, and have daughters. They both ran guest houses in India for 4 years. Ben has also published a travel book under the pseudonym Arthur Chichester. The book is many parts that contain the exact things Vorkuta has written in his posts.
Katya put her hands on my waist and leaned in to kiss me. A silence filled the closed space between us.
Also, Vorkuta and Ben have talked about being charged with rape in the UK, along with 2 of their friends. Back when Ben was 25, he and 2 of his friends had been accused of raping a woman in the UK. 2 of the men, including Ben, admitted that they had sex with her, but insisted that it was consensual. The case was eventually thrown out because it happened late at night and the victim couldn't identify which 2 of the 3 men had raped her. The judge made a point of reprimanding Ben and his friends. Benjamin Rich Swift would change his name to Benjamin Swift after he went bankrupt. Apart from being a 50-year-old sex tourist, Ben had also had some pretty notorious videos, like a since-deleted video advising women how not to get raped in India.
It only takes a quick glance at Google to see that some women visitors are finding themselves the victims of sexual assaults, and unfortunately, all too frequently.
While his fans said he was just advising Western women traveling to India, several viewers pointed out that he was justifying rape and victim blaming. It didn't help that his sense of humor is also questionable, one time making jokes about using a notorious date rape drug. Samantha Wolford. When Rosie Wolford called the police to tell them that 3 men had broken into her daughter Samantha's home and abducted her husband, Ernie, it seemed like the plot of a bad movie. Then, they showed up at the house and found Samantha tied up with her kids, all fast asleep. Samantha was a struggling YouTuber and a stay-at-home mom to 5 kids.
Good morning, YouTubers. It's been a while.
The first 2 at 19, then she met Ernie and they would have 3 kids together. Ernie worked 2 jobs to keep food on the table, while Samantha started a YouTube channel called Simply Manic that she hoped would make her rich. She talked about her dreams of making it big as an actress and her struggles raising 5 kids. She also did videos showing her husband and kids. When the police questioned her about what happened that night,
I was in bed asleep, and we heard a noise, and the second I was able to open my eyes, somebody grabbed me and jerked me out of the bed and slammed me down on the ground and started tying me up.
she gave them a blow-by-blow and said the abductors told her it had something to do with his dad. But her story wasn't adding up. There was no blood or footprints in the house, and she had no injuries, though she claimed she had been punched, had a knife held to her throat, and had her hair pulled. Plus, the way she claimed to call her mom was just weird.
My mother was the first number on my call list. I just used my face. And
so instead of calling 911 for help, you called your mother?
How do you press 911 with your face?
Well, how did you dial your mother with your face?
I didn't dial my mother. I just pushed the first thing that was on there. It had just happened to be my mom.
After hours of interrogation, Samantha finally mentioned a man named John Rebel. Samantha claimed that he had overheard her talking about Ernie's abusive behavior, gotten angry, and said he would do something about it. She also told them that the abductor had taken her car, even though Samantha had said she didn't know how they left. Police tracked down Samantha's car and found 2 men, Jonathan Sanford and Jose Ponce. Jonathan blew the case wide opening, confessing that though they were involved, Samantha was the mastermind and had roped them in with a story about Ernie being violent to her and the kids. He also ID'd the 3rd man, Octavius Rhymes. At first, they planned to plant meth on Ernie and have him arrested, but Samantha wanted him out of the picture permanently. After abducting Ernie, they took him to the woods, where he was killed. The police also found phone records that proved that Samantha knew all 3 men and had even advised them to ditch Ernie's phone when police were trying to find him. So, the stay-at-home mom went from YouTuber to inmate, sentenced to 99 years behind bars for her part in her husband's murder. Tony 48219. In 2009, there was a student at Henry Ford Community College called Anthony Powell. The 28-year-old was a controversial YouTuber whose channel kept getting suspended because of his angry, hostile rants against atheism, evolution, and black women.
Evolution is wrong, you're wrong, nothing you do will ever change that. You atheists are so fucking pathetic and stupid. You want me to look at videos? That's why I knew wasting my time looking at any of your videos is totally pointless. You know what it is, atheists? You want to be your own gods. That's the reason why.
Tony had a fixation with black women and always had something negative to say about them. It wasn't long before he set his eyes on 20-year-old Asia McGowan, a fellow student at the college, a black woman, and a YouTuber. Asia did comedy skits, dancing routines, and clowning around with friends, nothing that should remotely trigger Anthony. Yet, he became obsessed with her and began stalking and bullying her on both YouTube and Facebook. He was usually the first to comment on her posts. Sometime in April 2009, Anthony went on another crazy rant against black women and started trolling Asia in her comment.
I can't walk down the street and see a woman and say, I want that woman. She bad as hell. I'm gonna walk up like, give me your number, she just gonna give it to me. It ain't gonna happen. We can't choose the woman we want. We gotta talk to like multiple women and hope and pray that the bitch give us the time of day.
This time, Asia didn't take it sitting down. On April 6, 2009, April made a video about the hate comments Anthony had left, though she didn't call him out by name.
Now the haters, this is what you can do. The haters, this you on my screen.
Exactly 1 week later, Anthony found Asia in an empty classroom on the campus and shot her before turning the gun on himself. Some subscribers to his channel were not surprised. They had even reported to the police after Anthony had made a video expressing suicidal thoughts and even mentioned him owning a shotgun. But the police department didn't do anything. Anthony's YouTube channel was terminated and wiped off the internet. Alyssa Dayvault. Alyssa Dayvault was a makeup artist who shared her intricate makeup designs on YouTube and Instagram. But that YouTube channel was the last thing on Alyssa's mind when she stumbled into a medical center in South Carolina in December 2018, bleeding heavily. When doctors examined her, there were signs she had a baby. They also found that Alyssa had also been heavily pregnant in November 2017. Yet Alyssa insisted that she had never been pregnant at those times or given birth. Even her mother and her boyfriend Chris didn't believe she was pregnant. But when the police got involved, Alyssa finally came clean. She had both babies at home, but blacked out for 15 minutes after giving birth to her son and found him dead when she woke up. As for the first baby, Alyssa said the baby girl was born alive. Yet both babies had been put in trash bags and tossed into the trash. But when the police found the baby's body, he was right beside his first bowel movement, a sign that he was alive before Alyssa put him in the trash. Alyssa claimed she had gotten rid of the babies because she didn't want her mom to get upset and because her boyfriend didn't want kids. But Alyssa already had 2 older children, so that excuse didn't hold any weight. Alyssa was sentenced to 40 years in prison, 20 for each child she had killed. Level 7. Elliot Rodger. On May 23, 2014, Elliot Rodger uploaded a video titled Elliot Rodger's Retribution. In the video, the 22-year-old went on a 7-minute rant about his frustrations with being a virgin. As far as Elliot was concerned, he was the perfect guy, and it was a crime that women rejected him. He also detailed a plan to go to the hottest sorority house at the University of California in Santa Barbara.
I am going to enter the hottest sorority house of UCSB.
And kill the women who didn't give themselves to him.
Tomorrow is the day of retribution, and I will slaughter every single spoiled, stuck-up blonde.
This wasn't the first time Elliot had made these kinds of videos. He had dozens of videos on YouTube where he wandered around complaining about his frustration that girls didn't want him, and about the guys who got the girls. Oftentimes behind the wheels of the BMW his mother had bought him. The videos were so disturbing that some viewers reported him to the police. But there was a difference between this particular video and Elliot's other videos. By the time it was uploaded, Elliot had already killed 3 people at his apartment, his 2 roommates and their friend, stabbing them multiple times before heading to Starbucks for a drink. He had also sent a manifesto to 34 people, including his parents, therapist, former school teachers, and childhood friends. In the 141-page manifesto titled My Twisted World, The Story of Elliot Rodger, Elliot wrote about his childhood playmates and hatred for women, while also highlighting that I am the true victim in all of this. I am the good guy. Armed with guns and knives, Elliot drove over to the Alpha Phi sorority house and pounded at the door, but none of the sorority sisters answered. That decision saved their lives. Others weren't so lucky. Elliot started shooting at people outside the building. Then he returned to his car and opened fire on a deli while the people inside ducked for cover. Elliot continued his rampage, alternating between shooting and running people over. 20 minutes later, after exchanging fire with the police, Elliot crashed his car. As the officers closed in on him, Elliot turned the gun on himself. He left 6 people dead and 14 injured. While many others mourned the deaths of their loved ones, incel communities virtually canonized him and even made a mock film trailer in his honor called The Supreme Gentleman from his clips. There were even t-shirts of him and a Facebook page in his honor. While many of these were shut down, there is still an underground community that backs him up. Jake Davison. By day, 22-year-old Jake Davison was a British crane operator in Plymouth, UK. By night, he ran a YouTube channel called Professor Waffle, where he made self-pitying YouTube videos about inceldom. He posted videos of himself to Reddit asking them if he was ugly. He also complained about being a virgin, his weight, and his life, while blaming women for being simple-minded and denying him from having sex. Jake's mindset earned him a lot of haters, from saying that sexual assault was going up because women ignore average and below average men.
Just looking at a girl, I can feel it, you know? Just look.
Writing that he would not get into a relationship with any woman older than 18. He was on thin ice on a lot of forums. At one point, Jake befriended a 16-year-old American girl on Reddit and started repeatedly asking her to travel to see him and have sex with him. Jake's account on Reddit got suspended. They weren't the only ones who had an issue with Jake's views. His mother Maxine was alarmed by both his opinions and his love for guns, and even tried to get him committed. Jake would often write about how much he hated his mother. On December 2020, Jake had attacked some teens at a park, punching one 16-year-old 5 times. Then he returned home to get his gun, but his mother talked him down. Jake was later arrested and his gun and gun licenses were taken away. Months later, in early July 2021, the guns were returned. It was a move that the police would come to regret. Weeks later, on August 12, 2021, Jake had another argument with his mother. It would be their last. Jake pulled out a gun and shot her. Then he left the house, calmly marching down the street with his gun. He would shoot 6 other people, including a 3-year-old girl out with her dad. As soon as the police showed up, he turned the gun on himself. The shooting left 5 people dead and inspired a couple of crazy people.